We've been diving into the grey market for luxury watches for over 20 years, right where the Rolex market's heartbeat can be felt. Recently, there's been talk of a price collapse after pandemic-induced highs, but let's be real, it's more of a market correction. Before the world paused due to the pandemic, the luxury watch scene was already tense. Then, as options for spending tightened, that extra cash found its way into luxury watches. Rolexes, Pateks, APs, Richard Milles, you name it, they were being scooped up faster than hotcakes at a brunch buffet. As production took a nap, these watches turned into elusive treasures, sparking a gold rush to the grey market for those hard-to-find models. Prices soared, double, triple, quadruple. Some tickers even hit 5 to 10 times their initial price. From early 2021 through March 2022, the market index climbed by 39%. But take those numbers with a grain of salt. They're about as straightforward as a mystery novel, crafted from just a few choice sources. We've been navigating the grey market's currents for 20 years, particularly in the Rolex realm, where the tides of prices rise and fall dramatically. Lately, there's chatter about a major price dive post-pandemic, though it's less of a crash and more of a graceful correction. Just before the world hit the pause button, the luxury watch market was teetering like a cat on a hot tin roof. Then, with usual splurges on hold, extra cash flowed into luxury watches. The likes of Rolex and AP were snatched up faster than a sneeze in allergy season. With production slowing to a crawl, these watches became rarer than a quiet day on social media, making the grey market a treasure trove for collectors. This scarcity caused prices to skyrocket. From early 2021 to March 2022, the market index shot up by 39%. But take those numbers with a pinch of salt. They're as reliable as a weather forecast in spring. Quick break. Why not subscribe and join the opulent Oasis community? Stay ahead with our top-notch content. Back to the discussion. It's not that we're the villains here. As retail prices soared, so did wholesale, squeezing our margins tighter than a rush-hour subway. We actually prefer a cooler market, where the less frenzied demand means healthier profits for us. The shift to online shopping during COVID-19 played right into our hands, allowing our digital presence to shine while physical stores were left in the dark. As the market heated up, so did the competition, pushing prices higher. The grey market turned into a hot potato game, with watches being passed among dealers, each pocketing a profit before a piece even touched a customer's wrist. And some of our savvy customers turned dealers themselves, flipping watches to us at a profit based on inflated market prices. Remember those sky-high prices for the Daytona steel white dial or the Nautilus 5711? They've since taken a nosedive, yet the retail prices are still hanging higher than one might expect. If you're new here, the grey market is simply the secondary market for luxury watches, where we deal in both the pre-loved and the pristine, often at prices below MSRP. Here you'll find those hard-to-get models that official dealers can't keep in stock. We're not about jacking up prices. We're about unlocking access to these gems for true enthusiasts. Most of our offerings are priced below retail, because exclusivity shouldn't just be for the elite. So what's next for the grey market in this ever-turbulent sea of luxury watches? Let's unravel this together, starting with the roller coaster of pricing. During the heydays of the luxury watch market, as grey market dealers had the game in our hands, we could command sky-high prices on coveted models like Rolex Daytonas and Patek Nautilus because everyone wanted a piece of that exclusivity. But as the market starts to stabilize and supply catches up, we're witnessing a softening of prices. While this may seem like a bargain bonanza for buyers, and indeed it is, it spells a bit of trouble for dealers who loaded up on inventory during the peak, betting on a never-ending ascent. Beyond the big names like AP Royal Oak and Patek Nautilus, the majority of other brands didn't hit the stratosphere in terms of price jumps. They saw respectable increases, think 10, 20, maybe 30%, but they weren't exactly the showstoppers fetching double or quadruple their value. This trend, or lack thereof, is prompting a strategic pivot among many grey market dealers. No longer just chasing the hottest models, they're expanding their horizons to include more accessible and diverse brands like Tudor and Omega. This not only widens the tent, but also caters to a clientele that values the art of watchmaking over the fleeting thrill of hype. For those dealers who spent the last few years riding the hype train, the market's current shift might feel like missing the last lifeboat off the Titanic. The clientele drawn to quick profits is dwindling, which underscores why we've always championed a varied inventory. Whether the market demanded more Rolexes or Pateks, we never put all our eggs in one basket. We've always made room on our shelves for the less heralded but equally enchanting pieces. On top of diversifying inventory, some forward-thinking dealers are branching out into new services like trade-ins or bespoke watch servicing. These additions are not just about keeping the lights on. They're about deepening relationships with customers who see their watches as more than just accessories, but as lifelong companions. In sum, the grey market for luxury watches is undergoing a significant transformation. Once perceived merely as a quick-buck bazaar, it's now evolving into a more refined and resilient marketplace. This shift is not just about buying and selling. It's about embracing change and cultivating a sophisticated community that appreciates the artistry behind fine timepieces. The marketplace is adapting to offer more than simple transactions. It's building relationships, fostering trust, and providing a platform for enthusiasts to connect and share their passion. The goal in these changing times is to navigate the choppy waters with agility and insight. By doing so, we ensure that we continue to meet the high expectations and needs of true watch aficionados and collectors, creating a vibrant ecosystem that thrives on shared knowledge and mutual appreciation. This evolution promises a more stable and enriching marketplace for both novices and seasoned collectors alike. Let's unpack what these market shifts really mean for watch enthusiasts like yourselves. There's a golden buying opportunity knocking. Sure, you've heard the mantra, buy low, sell high, but let's be real. For most of you, it's less about cashing in and more about the thrill of collecting. It's about a deep-rooted passion for horology, the art and science that pulsate behind every meticulously crafted watch face. With the grey market currently cooling its heels, this is an unbeatable time to scoop up some remarkable deals on those watches you've been coveting from afar. This slowdown is a boon not just for buyers, but for us dealers too. We're all in this intricate dance of supply and demand together. Now, what's the grey market's next act in this drama? Despite the shakes and stirs brought on by the pandemic, count us far from out. Think of the grey market as the comeback kid of commerce, always bouncing back, ever adaptable. We excel because of a relentless demand for those hard-to-get exclusive models. Even amidst a downturn, the charm of luxury watches doesn't wane. They are, quite literally, timeless. As the market finds its equilibrium, we expect a revival, particularly for those legendary pieces that everyone has their eyes on. The trajectory might show a dip, a moment of steadiness, followed by a modest rise, oscillating around the usual 10 to 20%. For the veterans among you, or those just dipping their toes into the luxe waters of high-end watches, the landscape is shifting quicker than sands in an hourglass. Being sharp, informed, and nimble with your decisions is paramount. Keep a vigilant eye on the horizon. This market loves to surprise, and who knows, your next horological heartthrob could be lurking just around the corner at a steal of a price. The market's fluctuations are like the ocean's tides, and for those who navigate these waters well, every low tide reveals new treasures. So gear up, stay plugged in, and perhaps tighten your sails. It's an exciting time to be a collector in a world where every second counts. Don't forget to subscribe to Opulent Oasis for more insights and updates in the ever-evolving realm of luxury watches.